From flying high across your screen as Tarzan in a Geico commercial to scaring the crap out of you in a new Amazon Prime series that's called House of Demons. Welcome, Jeff Torres. Jeff, nice to have you with us.
Hey, how you doing, Carlos? I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
It's fantastic. All right, so I would call you the complete actor, the man who does it all, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess so. Sure. Yeah. Wow. Yes.
Because as I look at your story, I mean, you've done really all the things that you need to do as an actor to get work, no matter what it is, whether it's comedy or horror films or stage work or singing, whatever it is. Tell me about what got you started and why you thought you could go from the Inland Empire to Hollywood.
I did a play in high school, and I just had this moment on stage where I realized I was like, oh man, I can do this. I think I can do this. Like my choices that I was making were like affecting people's lives, and it sounds silly because it was like a farce, like a comedy farce, but there was something about just like taking people out of their lives for a second to just be entertained. And it was awesome. I just had that moment, and so I studied at UC Riverside. I studied theater out there, and I just kept doing and kept learning, I guess.
Yeah, and nothing slows you down. In fact, I got to say, the camera you're using, you look spectacular. I mean, you look like a movie star, Jeff.
Thank you. That's great. There we go, man. We're there. We're already on our way.
The idea is to look the part. Now, okay, so I mean, the Tarzan commercial is hysterical, okay? Trying to get directions from a monkey and being on a limb and the whole thing. Tell me about how that felt to do that commercial, because you've got a great sense of humor.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. No, it was actually really fun. I mean, you grew up watching Tarzan movies, right? And I got to play Tarzan, so it was kind of awesome. And we actually did that. We swung. We did those stunts. We swung on those trees. So it was really great. And Jessica Mackey, I believe her name is. She's amazing also. And it was actually funny because someone on the set was like, "Oh, you look like Jeff Goldblum," and then someone told her she looked like Gina Davis, and I was like, "That's really weird. That's weird. Yeah, okay."
Oh, that's really weird. You had to do the Jeff Goldblum look, yeah.
I know, yeah.
And then you've also played, opposite Gary Sinise.
Yeah.
In Criminal Minds, that was a really cool role. I like that role. That was a really cool series.
Yeah, I'm glad you saw that. Yeah, that was again like a childhood kind of dream. I have been watching his movie since I was a kid, and I did the scene, and I distinctly remember I did it in a couple of takes, and then she was like, "You can do whatever you want." And the take that I did, we ended up being in the show, which was fantastic. And I was like thinking about how I was going to approach him. I was like, I got to go up to him and like say something, and I gotta thank him. I don't know. And then he came up to me and he was like, "Hey man, that was great work. You're really good. You gotta keep at this." And I froze. I didn't know what to do. I was like, "Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Cool." But it was super exciting. It was just really cool to work with them. And Annie Funk was fantastic too. They were great.
Yeah. Well, they say there's not a nicer guy in Hollywood than Gary Sinise, and I think that's very true.
Yeah, he's great. He's a pleasure to work with, man. That guy's awesome.
Yeah, so tell me about that. You took a bit of a trip and decided to go to Mexico City. Tell me why you went there and what did you get from it?
So I speak Spanish. I'm bilingual. I grew up speaking Spanish and English in my home, and I was in college, and I just always wanted to live down there, so I studied abroad. So I did a study abroad program, and I studied in the integrated program, which was with the students of the university, which is UNAM, which is a National Autonomous University of Mexico.
Right.
So I also, funny enough, I liked the Pumas. It's like a soccer team. That's cool, yeah. And so I was now there at the school watching games, and it was really cool. I studied pantomime, I studied directing, studied acting when I was down there. And it was just really interesting because I did everything in Spanish, so it was just like a really kind of an amazing experience. It was fantastic. And I think I just expanded myself. I learned a little bit more about being on camera, and pantomime might seem like, when are you going to use that unless you're a clown? But it's helpful. It's helpful, and sometimes we are clowns, so it's okay.
Wait a minute, hang on a second. So I read your IMDb, and the IMDb says that you're proficient in Aikido, pantomime, which you just mentioned, and dolphin noises. What?
The dolphin, man. The dolphin noises. So I think it sounds like a dolphin. Some people say it sounds like a squirrel, but I used to do this thing. I think I can still do it.
Yeah. It's kind of a squirrel dolphin, yeah.
The squirrel dolphin. Yeah, I don't know. I figured that out at some point when I was a kid. I don't know. And I can still do it.
Well, Jeff, it's a pleasure to visit with you. The show is called House of Demons on Amazon Prime. I'll tell you what, that show is scarier than scary, and you're really good in it. And it's really interesting to see, you're the range of work that you do and the body of work that you've been able to accomplish at such a very young part of your career. So, hey, congratulations and continued success to you.
All right, thank you so much. It's really a pleasure. Again, I grew up watching the morning news, so it's a big honor to talk to you.
Well, Jeff, thanks so much, and I look forward to meeting you in person when we open back in our studios.
All right, awesome. Definitely. Thank you so much. Thank you again.